Hello, today I'll be talking about Azurill, the final normal fairy-type Pokemon as of the filming of this, the shortest normal-type Pokemon, tied with Shrootle, and normal form Terrapagos, and the first of two pre-evolutions introduced in Gen 3. Its previous PYC dates are December 20th, 1996, October 11th, 1999, August 1st, 2002, May 22nd, 2005, March 12th, 2008, January 1st, 2011, October 22nd, 2014, August 12th, 2016, June 3rd, 2019, and March 24th, 2022. I think Azurill is a good pre-evolution of Marill, as it keeps the mouse look. I've always been confused why Azurill is a normal type instead of a water type like its evolutions, especially considering its evolutions need the sea incense for them to lay an Azurill egg. Perhaps the Bulbapedia article will shed some light on this. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Azurill, the polka dot Pokemon, whose number is 0 to 198. This is what it looks like. Its type is normal fairy, abilities, thick fat or huge power, sap sippers, its inability. Gender ratios, 25% male and 75% female, so it's kind of the opposite of the last two we've talked about, so it's 1 to 3, 1 male to 3 females. Catch rate is 150 or 29.5%. Breeding is an egg group, no eggs discovered. Hatch time 10 cycles. Height is 8 inches or 0.2 meters. Weight is 4.4 pounds or 2 kilograms. Base experience yields 33 in Gen 3 through 4 and 38 and 5+. Leveling rate is fast. EVO is 1 and HP. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is blue and base friendship is 70. Azurill is a dual type normal/fairy baby Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. Prior to Gen 6, it was a pure normal type Pokemon. It evolves into Marill when leveled up with high friendship, which evolves into Azumarill starting at level 18. Azurill, along with Wailmer and Kecleon, was the first Gen 3 Pokemon revealed on March 7th, 2001. Biology: Azurill is a round blue mouse Pokemon. It has circular ears with pink insides. There are 2 white dots on its cheeks, and it has black eyes. Its thin black zigzagging tail has a large blue ball at the end about the same size as its body. The ball is bouncy and packed with the nutrients it needs to be able to grow. The ball can also be used as a flotation device. It can be seen bouncing and playing on this rubbery tail. The tail can also be spun around like a lasso. When the tail is thrown, the body can go as far as 33 feet, 10 meters. Though Azurill is typically docile, it swings the big ball on its tail to smash into opponents bigger than itself when angered. It lives at the water's edge, where they gather to splash around for fun on sunny days. Prior to Gen 6 and Gen 9, Azurill and its evolved forms are the only known Pokemon that can have huge power as an ability. Evolution: Azurill evolves into Marill, which evolves into Azumarill, so Azurill, Marill, Azumarill. Game data: NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, and Explorers of Darkness. Azurill is one of the residents of Treasure Town. He gets captured by Drowsy and is forced to get treasure for him, but is rescued by the player's team. Azurill and his older brother Marill continue to search for the item Water Float, hearing that there's one at the beach. Soon after, Azurill and Marill find out that it is at Amp Plains and ask if the player and their partner could get it. Later on, Azurill falls into an unawakeable nightmare, and the player has to get Drowsy's help to look into his dream. Pokedex entries in Gen 3 and Ruby: Azurill spins its tail as if it were a lasso, then hurls it far. The momentum of the throw sends its body flying too. Using this unique action, one of these Pokemon managed to hurl itself a record 33 feet. Sapphire: Azurill's tail is large and bouncy. It is packed full of nutrients this Pokemon needs to grow. Azurill can be seen bouncing and playing on its big rubbery tail. Emerald: its tail, which is packed with nutrition, is very bouncy like a rubber ball. On sunny days, they gather at the edge of water and splash about for fun. Fire Red and Leaf Green: it battles by flinging around its tail, which is bigger than its body. The tail is a flotation device in water. In Gen 4, Diamond: a Pokemon that lives by water. It moves quickly on land by bouncing on its big tail. Pearl: its tail is filled with nutrients necessary for growth. It plays by bouncing on its tail. Platinum: its tail bounces like a rubber ball. It flings that tail around to fight opponents bigger than itself. Heart Gold and Soul Silver: its tail is packed with nutrients. It needs to grow. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry, Black 2 and White 2. It swings its large, nutrient-filled tail around to fight opponents bigger than itself. In Gen 6, X is Diamond's entry, Y is Black 2 and White 2's entry, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Azurill and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8, Sword, the ball on Azurill's tail bounces like a rubber ball and it's full of nutrients the Pokemon needs to grow. Shield, although Azurill are normally docile, an angry one will swing around the big ball on its tail and try to smash its opponents. Brilliant Eye is very similar to Diamonds, but slightly different, so we'll read it. It's a Pokemon that lives by water. It moves quickly on land by bouncing on its big tail. Shining Pearl is its Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Platinum and Black and White's entry. Violet is Heart Gold and Soul Silver's entry. So Azurill in the Paldea Pokedex, you got 3 Azurill here. Very cute, playing by the water's edge, of course. Yes, I like the fur detail, and I never really thought about the ball as being furry, but I guess that makes sense. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Stats, base stats, HP 50, attack 20, defense 40, special attack 20, special defense 40, speed 20, for a total of 190. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, ground, rock, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, and fairy. Weak to poison and steel for double, immune to ghost and dragon. Resistant to bug and narc for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. If this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of dragon type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. If this Pokemon has thick fat, the effectiveness of fire type moves is half, and the effectiveness of ice type moves is half. Both would be half instead of 1. If this Pokemon has Sap Sipper, the effectiveness of grass type moves is 0, so it would be 0 instead of 1. Due to the conversion of fairy type, the effectiveness of dragon type, dark type, steel type, bug type, and poison type moves was 1, so dragon went from 1 to 0, dark went from 1 to half, steel went from 1 to 2, bug went from 1 to half, and poison went from 1 to 2, and fighting type moves was 2 prior to Gen 6. So fighting went from 2 to 1. Learn set by leveling up 1 Splash, Water Gun, and Tail Whip, 3 Helping Hand, 6 Bubble Beam, 9 Charm, 12 Slam, and 15 Bounce. By TM, since it has a different type than its evolutions, we'll read them. TM 001, Takedown, 2 Charm, 3 Fake Tears, 5 Mud Slap, 7 Protect, 25 Facade, 34 Icy Wind, 35 Mud Shot, 37 Draining Kiss, 47 Endure, 50 Rain Dance, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 75 Light Screen, 77 Waterfall, 85 Rest, 103 Substitute, 117 Hyper Voice, 122 Encore, 123 Surf, 130 Helping Hand, 135 Ice Beam, 143 Blizzard, 171 Terror Blast, and 227 Alluring Voice. By breeding, we're skipping side game data. You got all this. Okay. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, the Pokepark Pad entry. You met this Pokemon at the entrance to the beach zone. Her favorite attraction is Gyarados' Aqua Dash. Pokepark 2, Wonders Beyond. Everyone in the arcade area adores her. She wants to see a lot of things and likes to hear stories about other areas. You got this. Evolution data, Azurill. Level up with High Friendship. Marill, level 18, Azumarill, and then Breed, holding the Sea Incense, either one of these. In Gen 3 through 8. So sprites here, so a lot darker blue, probably the same kind of blue as its evolutions at the time. Then we got this green, of course, that mimics Marills and Azumarills. Yep. I got this, a little different blue and a little different green, I think. For the first time, you can see it off of its ball. I don't really get to see that very often. Platinum here, and then Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's back on its ball in Gen 5, kind of sad. It's just, yeah. Probably different. Oh, the insides are now pink. It kind of started out as orange, and then they become pink, and then this kind of maybe more red, I guess. Then we got this kind of blue in Gen 6, and this kind of green, and it's models, pretty good models, I'd say. Yeah, a little bit interesting, a little bit different. Then we got these models. They may be a little bit better. Cross-generation. Got Holmes here. We got these models. In animation, Azurill and Pikachu's Peekaboo. We'll see that later. Misty's Azurill is the big one. I guess she had one. Okay, other. You got all these. Okay. Pokedex entries in Advanced Generation, Episode 2, in Maze Pokedex. Azurill, the Water Ball Pokemon. Azurill is able to throw its tail like a lasso, using the momentum to move about. This is a mistranslation. Polkadot can also mean Water Ball in Japanese. Interesting. Pokemon Generations. Got Azurill and Pokemon Generations here. I think we've seen this image before. Got Poketoon, I guess. Okay. In the manga, Azurill and Pokemon Adventures. Got a few of them. with some lineup in the TCG. Trivia, Azurill has the lowest base stat total of all normal and fairy-type Pokemon. It also has the lowest base stat total of any baby Pokemon. Azurill is the only Pokemon with a base stat total of 190. I read this third point in the Togepi video and the sub-point in the Marill video. Pokedots are known in Japan as Mitsutama, literally meaning water balls. This might explain why Azurill is known as the Polkadot Pokemon. This name also reflects the way Azurill is indirectly related with water. Prior to Gen 6, because Azurill's gender ratio does not match that of its evolved forms and its evolution is not dependent on gender, being female 75% of the time, while Marill and Azumarill are female only 50% of the time. 1 out of 3 female Azurill evolves into a male Marill, depending on its personality value. Azurill is the only Pokemon to do this. From Gen 6 on, Azurill retains its gender upon evolving, despite the gender ratio still differing. Azurill is the only Pokemon which evolves through friendship, whose evolved form evolves by level. It is also the only Gen 3 Pokemon which evolves through friendship. Azurill is tied with Strudel and normal form Terapagos for the shortest normal-type Pokemon. Origin: Azurill appears to be a mouse combined with a beach ball, or possibly a personal flotation device or life buoy. The idea of Azurill storing nutrients in its tail may come from the mouse-like fat-tailed Donart. This marsupial's carrot-shaped tail stores nutrition in the form of fat for times of scarcity. Azurill's normal type instead of water type, like its previously introduced evolved forms, Marill and Azumarill, may be an indication of inability to swim at the early stage of life. Name origin: Azurill may be a combination of azure, a shade of blue, or azul, Spanish and Portuguese for blue, and rill, a small river or brook. Its name may also be derived from its evolutions, Marill and Azumarill. Ruri may be derived from Ruri lapis lazuli, a mineral that is deep blue in color. In other languages, see also external links to the baby Pokemon. Let's move on. Now let's watch Azurill's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. We are back on Pokeflix as we are watching Pikachu's Peekaboo. In this short, the Pokemon of Ash Ketchum and his traveling companions, Brock and Misty, have come to a beach near a mansion, and they've come to the mansion and to the garden specifically, and they've met the guardians of the garden here, Larvitar, Kecleon, and Granbull, and they've sort of greeted them, and Granbull has called some of the other residents of the garden here to appear, and so you can see one of them is a Dawn fan. And there's the Azurill. Panther and Sunflora. Yeah, I would say that's probably Azurill's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Azurill card. It's the third Azurill card design, being the last one to be a colorless type. Many normal-type Pokemon are classified as colorless. The next Azurill card is a fairy-type card. Since that type was removed from the game, I imagine that if and when they make another Azurill card, they'll classify it as a colorless type again. My version is the reverse holofoil version. It was illustrated by Ken Sugimori. In Sugimori style, it's the official art on a fitting background. For some reason, there's a white light around Azurill. It has 40 HP. It's 8 inches and 4.4 pounds. It has 1 Pokepower, Baby Evolution, and 1 move, Delivery, which is not a move in the video games. On this card, Baby Evolution allows the player to evolve Azurill into Marill and remove all damage inflicted. On this card, Delivery costs no energy and allows the player to take any card from their discard pile and put it in their hand. If the player chooses a Pokemon card, this essentially revives the Pokemon. Azurill is weak to fighting for double damage. It's resistant to nothing. It costs 1 of any energy for Azurill to retreat. Its description reads, a Pokemon that lives by water. It moves quickly on land by bouncing on its big tail. This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond and X. In the bottom right corner, there's the Diamond and Pearl expansion symbol. Azurill is level 6. I don't have a card for Nosepass, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Skitty. Now let's see why other people love Azurill. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain an Azurill. So this first one is Azurill Cute by Angel Rose Star. So this very cute Azurill, and I don't know what it's in, but it's a very cool background. Nice effects and stuff. Then we've got number 298, Azurill by Jewel Pet Forever 86. So this shiny Azurill here. Yes, very well done. Then we got Festival, Tales of Elysium V2 Highlights by Hachel. So we did this one for the Loudred video, but we can do it again. So we've got Loudred beating on the drum there. There seems to be some kind of festival going on. So we got the Azurill here. Two different styles of Totodile here for some reason. A Rayolo with a Mega Blaziken mask. I think I called it a Blaziken mask last time. And we got a Meganium here, and a Mile, and a Chimecho, and a Solosis. And then I think we called this one Ribombi when it's a Cutiefly. That was my bad. That's its evolution. Just got them confused, I guess. Anyway, it's still very good art. I still don't know what Tales of Elysium is, so I have no idea if this is accurate or not. Old Azurill by Boatzel, or Kiwi Beagle, maybe that's their old name or something. But this cute Azurill here with a couple tufts and a little bow on its tail. It's very cute. Then we've got Cozy Mudkip by Shelzy. I guess it's from 2022. And it's this cute Mudkip. It looks like it's a Azurill doll or something, toy or something, yeah. And a Wingull in the background. That's kind of fun. Very, very cute image. Then we got Azurill by TK421 Loves You. This very cute Azurill here. Yes, very well done. It's kind of watery effect, I guess. Then we've got Oh My Babies by Heyrel. So a bunch of Pokemon and their free evolutions, their baby Pokemon. So we got Sudowoodo and Vonslai. And then we got Pikachu and Pichu. Jigglypuff and Igglybuff. Of course, Marill and Azurill. Yeah, and they're all kind of sad and they're kind of comforting them, I guess. Yes. Very well done. Then we've got Azurill, Marill, and Azumarill by Loris C93. So this cool 3D image here. I don't know if it's their own models or if they took the models from one of the games or something. But yeah, very nice lineup to see kind of the sizes. That's cool. See how like different these look. How similarly moused, but not quite the same kind of mouse as this. Yeah, very cute. Then we've got Azurill by Kai Vitsuki. So, yes, very cute image of an Azurill and an Azumarill. It's rare for me to see these two together. It's usually either the whole line or this one and Marill, so it's kind of nice to see the fully evolved and the baby Pokemon. And then we got some Finneon under the water. Yes. Very, very nice. It's crying, and yeah. Very well done. Then we've got Azurill by Patrick Star TC. So you've got this cute Azurill here, a little bit stylized. It's very, very cute. And this doesn't contain an Azurill, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as I need to wait until I've talked about Metagross to get the sea incense to breed my Marill to get an Azurill. Tomorrow we talk about Nosepass. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.